Hello, good evening. How is everyone doing? Welcome.
Yeah, how's everyone doing out there?
It is February 9th,
February 9th.
2022. It's Wednesday. We know it's Wednesday because here we are.
Yep, and we know it's 8 o'clock because here we are.
That's right. You guys could set your time and your date to our Facebook.
Yeah.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesday.
You don't need
Wednesday
the world
night.
clock on your phone anymore. You just use
don't.
us, all right?
Like, look at us. We came in right at 8 o'clock,
Mhm.
right on the dot. Anyhow, I am Radlin Mendoza, and this is my husband and law partner, John Gardner, and we are the founders and immigration attorneys at Gardner Mendoza Immigration Law. We are physically located in Virginia Beach, Virginia. That is where our physical office is, where our team produces and gets things done, all of us. And but we serve immigration clients nationwide in all 50 states, as well as globally. Of course, we are an immigration law firm. So we come here every Wednesday night to answer your immigration questions first and foremost, and to give you important immigration updates if we have any for the week. So
that's right. If we have any legislative updates or immigration law related updates, then we'd like to bring those to you. We also have our whole TikTok family that's joining us here. So if you see me looking to the side a lot of the time, I'm monitoring the TikTok questions.
Hey guys.
I'll be scrolling through those and trying to get those in the right order so that we can get them answered, because that's what we like to do here most of all. We'd like to answer your questions. And so if you have an immigration question, make sure that you get it posted. If you're on TikTok, get it in. If you're on Facebook, get it posted. It is better on Facebook. For those of you joining us on TikTok, if that's all you can do, that's fine. Get your question posted there. But if you're able to come over to the Facebook page, we really prefer that because it's a lot easier for us to read it, to see it, and we can also post it so that other people that are watching can read it as well. And as you might suspect, a lot of the questions that you may be asking, not surprisingly, are questions that other people watching may need answered as well. So there's a lot of overlap with these questions. So your question may benefit somebody else as well.
Yes. Right. Yeah. So get the questions coming. And if you want to hop over to Facebook, you can just type in Gardner Mendoza Law, GARDNER Mendoza, MENDOZA Law, LAW, and we should pop right up. So one of the other benefits is just that you can type all the question. It can be a whole paragraph if you need it to be. But on TikTok, it's sometimes hard.
Yeah, on TikTok, if your question gets broken up, then it becomes hard for me to piece it together because there's a lot coming in, and sometimes the fragments get separated. All right.
All right, fantastic. And did you want to give sort of the what our lawyer told us?
Spiel? Oh, that's right. Yes, thank you for reminding me. One thing that we do need to warn you about is that what we do here is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not technically legal advice.
Yes, that is correct. We don't want to get in trouble.
That's right.
We don't want you guys to think that by virtue of you asking a question, when we answer it, that we are now all of a sudden your attorneys, because we are not. If you would like for us to be your attorneys, or you'd like to consult with us, we would love that. And you can give us a call at 757-464-9224 if you want to make a consultation. You can also send us a message through Facebook Messenger, or send us an email to info@gmlaw.net. Of course, you can go to our website. It's www, the World Wide Web, GardnerandMendoza.com. GardnerandMendoza.com.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where you are. We do everything virtually. Our office operates entirely virtually with our client consultations. We have clients all over the country. We have clients all over the world, and we have been doing it that way for many years, and it works great. So wherever you are is fine. If you would like to reach out to us, we'd be happy to talk to you.
Absolutely. So Miss Lovely, hello, good evening. She is one of our regulars. We appreciate regulars. Yeah. We appreciate people who come every week to watch us. It makes us feel like we're doing something right, for sure. And we have over here on TikTok 5 people who actually have registered. Yep. And so if we see you guys, we're going to grab your question.
Yeah, if I see if I see one of the folks who registered, if I
Seven,
see
actually, 7 people registered on TikTok.
yeah, their question comes up fast, then I will make sure that we snag it fast. All right.
All right. So welcome, Larry. Welcome has put the first question up in our comments here. Larry says, how long can I bring my niece from the Philippines on a tourist visa? Google says 6 months. So Larry, I would have to take a look at how long. I can't answer that question right off the top. I'm going to say it's going to be longer than 6 months based on the backlog that we have, but I'm going to have to double check that, and hopefully I can do that sometime while we're actually on here. But I may have to get back with you if you want to just send. Well, you know what? I'll put the answer in the comment after this, but I'd have to check that. I don't know if I'm off the bat. But thank you so much for that question.
Yeah, and we do have somebody who registered, GBaby511.
Is it Gabriella?
Got on here very quickly with the question.
Is it this long
one?
Maybe not. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, wait,
go into-
it is. You know what? Yes, it is. It's the same question. All right. Thank you for coming over to Facebook. That's great. It is. This is the one right here. Yep.
Okay, Gabriella. She just came from TikTok. Welcome. So the question is, I filed an I-130 petition for my husband. It's currently pending. We filed an emergency visa B2, I believe, and it was rejected because they said I filed the wrong visa. So background, I was pregnant at the time and had to get emergency surgery after giving birth. What is the correct visa now? I had the baby and need help. So the emergency, a humanitarian request, now that the emergency is technically no longer there, first off, congratulations on the new baby. They may not be as willing to give that to your husband because now you've had the baby. Needing the help, I don't think is going to, well, this is just anecdotally speaking, I don't think that is going to rise to the level. And anecdotally, and also just thinking about the requirements for, an emergency parole or allowing him to come in on an emergency basis. But guys, the reason here is because Gabriella has an I-130 petition pending, and that is an immigrant visa. And these other the B1, B2 is a non-immigrant visa. And, sometimes the consular officers are going to think, well, this is an intent issue. You can't have the intent to come in on a tourist visa with an immigrant petition pending. And so, no, we're not going to grant that. There are all kinds of reasons why they would reject that. But that would be the primary one, I would believe, as well as immigrant intent. So you would have to do a humanitarian request, Gabriella. So my understanding, so we don't do too many of these. My understanding is now that he has a B1, B2 rejection, now he can request that humanitarian. So, and again, I'd have to check back with my team to see if any of our other attorneys have worked on a humanitarian request to come in. But I personally have not. But now that there is a rejection, is my understanding that you can make that request right now. But good question. And if I get any insight from our team, then I will answer your question back in the comments.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Before we get to the next question, I did want to give an update. I get asked a lot, as for those of you who join us regularly, I monitor the immigration reform legislation, any reform going on. And the update that I have for the week is the same update as I've had for several weeks, which is that nothing is going on. The immigration reform that we were hopeful about a year ago has completely stalled out. And that's pretty much the way it's going to be now for a while. And I say that because just reading political tea leaves, we're going into an election season. So nothing big will happen on this, I'm afraid to say. So sit tight. Hopefully it'll change. But for now, that's where it is. All right. And Raindots9 says, do you think there will be any movement for the March visa bullet in 2021? And asks, 2022, excuse me, and asked who replaced Charlie Oppenheim.
You know what? I don't know who replaced him.
We're laughing for a reason.
But I was sitting in on a Federal Bar Association's immigration section roundtable with Charlie. He's amazing. He's been doing this job for 30 years and he just retired. I mean, 30 years of managing the visa bulletin and the numbers, just incredible, right? When you think about it. I just didn't really give it that much thought until today's meeting. And during his tenure, guys, this is amazing. 9 million immigrants entered the United States during Charlie Oppenheim's tenure. And he's a super friendly, approachable. And it's interesting that you ask about March 2022 visa bulletins because I was feverishly taking notes. I have word for word dictation. I copied and pasted all in my notes. It was a very busy day today, so I wasn't able to digest it. But I believe he predicted this is not, this is not good, but that, F2A, we might see some retrogression for spouses of lawful permanent residents in the month or next month or two, if I'm, remembering correctly. And it's a complete mess. And I was going to use a different word, but I am a professional and we are on camera. So I can't use the word that I wanted to use. It's a phrase. Starts with
ends in show.
It ends in show. The show. That is employment base 2 and 3 for Indian nationals right now. That was extremely, all the unused employment based numbers from 2021. Why were they unused? I believe it was 63,000 numbers. I'm looking at my notes right now. But again, I typed so many notes. And we really should just have a whole just live stream on this. But the reason is because USCIS could not keep up with the work that was coming in. And, the lawyers are writing their questions and like, this is great. Like, what happened to, and they're trying to be very respectful. The attorneys are asking the question and type of demand. Like, what's up with these unused numbers? And the bottom line is it came down to immigration. USCIS could not keep up with it. And he likened it to, okay, just imagine in your law firm, if you had, 10,000 new cases, would you be able to handle it? Would you be able to finish all of those cases with your current staff, with COVID, with no one, with a lot of people being out? And I understood it, I got it, but still, it didn't sound encouraging at all for March. But again, I have to, whoever answered that question, really great question. I have to look at my notes. I have to look at the.
Rather than spend a big chunk of her day today listening to just this very issue. Raindots 9 said it's a dumpster fire. That works too.
Dumpster fire, I like that. Those are nicer words.
Right.
Same thing that I was going to say, but thank you so much for the question. And we're going to report back. The March should be coming out pretty soon, so we can talk about that as well. All right. Okay, let's see here. So Gabriella, with the pending I-130, this is very interesting. Okay, Gabriella is the one that had the pending I-130. She applied for emergency B1, B2 because she had emergency pregnancy, didn't get it. She writes here that my lawyer was going to file a K3 visa now. So this is, this is actually, we've been practicing law, and immigration practice for 20 plus years. And I just recently found out that some attorneys are using the strategy of filing a K3 in order to speed up the K1. I thought this was something new, but I was talking to another colleague out of Dallas, and she said, yeah, we do it, but it's really only, we have to, you got to explain to the client what the potentials for issues here, and if it actually K3 went through, as opposed to the K3 being denied and the I-130 petition being approved rapidly, then that would be kind of a mess. But appropriate for certain clients, according to this attorney, immigration attorney colleague of ours, who understand the risks of doing that strategy. But it is a strategy to get that I-130 petition sped up, apparently. I've never done it before. All right. Do we have any of the people on the group there?
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for them. I don't see them yet. Well, just the first one that came in was, but we do have another question here. My green card interview is on February 22nd, and I came here on a K-1 visa. Will I need my medical exam?
No, you do not. You've already done it.
All right.
Did you guys hear that? Everyone heard that, right? You do not need to do a medical when you go to your green card interview. Right. If you entered in on a K-1 visa. Congratulations on coming up on your interview, by the way.
And the follow-up she had, or he, was, I have to redo my medical examination even if I've already done it? No.
That's correct.
All right. Good question.
Great question. See, that's helping people out there in the world. Let's see. Okay. Let me grab Mia's question here. Great name, Mia. That is our oldest daughter's name, Mia.
That's right. Great name. We love that
maybe
name.
That's why I grabbed her question next. No, she was in line. I wouldn't have jumped in and done that. All right. So Mia says, my fiance filed a K-1 visa in February of 2020. USCIS said it is approved, but we didn't receive any notice yet and receipt number. So Mia, I don't know when you checked your online status. Maybe that was recently that you checked it. That's going to take a little bit for USCIS to send you the approval notice. It's going to take even a couple, 2 to 3 months for USCIS to transfer that to NVC. So even though it has been approved, there's going to be a little bit more waiting involved. That was like just playing slot machines with the comment there. Yes. But really great question. There's just more time involved in that. And I don't know when you found out that your case was approved. If it came into you through email, it's just going to take a few weeks to get that approval notice to you, and then a couple more months until it gets to National Visa Center. Thank you, Mia. Great question. We're really getting some great helpful questions for everyone tonight.
Yeah. Okay, here's Rihanna, who did register, and her question is, can I change my pending asylum to a work sponsorship petition?
So that would depend on, whether you were out of if you were out of status before you filed the asylum. I would need to know dates potentially, but unlikely, because most people who have applied for asylum have been out of status. So it depends on that.
Yeah, you may want to reach out to us and make an appointment so that we can drill down, dig deeper into that.
Yeah. And if you have an attorney, that you use for your asylum, you can also ask them too.
All right.
If they're not emailing you back or calling you back, that's a different issue.
And we have a comment here from Little Bit X3. It says, this is not a question, but I just want to say that Ms. Mendoza is amazing, in all caps. Highly, highly recommend. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. That's awesome.
That is awesome. Thanks.
That is awesome. Am I blushing? John knows that I love myself, but I am kind of like, I do get embarrassed when I have comments like that. All right. Let's see. Let me pull up Kelvin's. Hello, Kelvin. How are you? He says, I used to have a TPS, but not anymore. I got to marry a green card holder and she's going to try to become a citizen. She's from the Philippines. My question is there any way that she can petition me or help get a better status? If you guys can help me, we can definitely help you. Let's start with that. And Kelvin, it depends on how you entered, how long you've been out of status, if you have been before you got TPS, all these things, whether you're eligible for potentially a waiver, the 601A waiver. There are many things that we can take a look at and take a look at your case and see whether there's something there. But yeah, reach out to us, Kelvin. We are obviously taking new clients, and you can give us a call. I'll put our banner up with our contact information. You can give us a call there at 757-464-9224. Email us at info@gmlaw.net. You can send us a message through Messenger requesting an appointment. And just for all of you guys who want to know, we do a up to 1 hour consultation virtually, whether you live in 757 or whether you live somewhere else. And we charge $275. That includes, the up to 1 hour consultation. We'll answer all of your questions. We'll give you an estimate on what we think this case is going to cost, how long we think it's going to take, what the government filing fees are, if that's appropriate for, the scenario that you give us. And of course, if a lot of times are the people who make consultations and have consultations with us, they have follow-up questions, right? So you're more than welcome to ask follow-up questions after that consultation.
And Kelvin, I was looking at your thumbnail when your question was up there, and I'm just curious, is that Mount Vernon that's behind you? It looked like George Washington's home. I'm just curious.
All right.
Let me know. If it is, that's cool.
Okay, we got a football fan here. Cousin.
My cousin Jimmy. Hey Jimmy, how you doing? Sounds complicated. I picked the Bengals in the Super Bowl. It is complicated, Jimmy, and I picked the Bengals too. Go Bengals.
All right, go Bengals. Is it the
LA, Los Angeles.
The Raiders. Yeah, see, I always get the Raiders mixed up with the Rams.
The Rams. The LA Rams.
Okay, gotcha.
So
I confused you.
For just a moment, that's right. Well, they switched around. It was the Oakland Raiders, and then they went to Las Vegas. But anyway, still the LA Rams, but we're pulling for the Bengals. I mean, we're those of us that are old Ohio boys. We're pulling for the Bengals. Okay,
so Gloria says hello from Tagum City, Davao. Hello.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
That's neat. And we have somebody who had registered here. Adrian had registered early and has this question. He says, during my interview in the Philippines, can my parents tell the interviewer that they have a son, a minor, that may be left? ? I'm not sure I understand that question.
Can you read that question again?
Yeah, it says, during interview in the Philippines, can my parents tell the interviewer that they have a son/minor that may be left? I don't quite understand that.
Can the parents say, hey, if their parents are going to an interview, whether they can tell the interviewing officer that they have a minor son that's going to be left behind in the Philippines?
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're right.
If that's the question, yeah, I mean, if it comes up, I mean, if he's not on the visa application. So I would love to know more about that. Come over to Facebook and send us a message through Messenger. I mean, I would love to know more about that situation and the why behind, a minor child being left behind, whether they're going to follow to join. But yeah, I mean, it's fine to say that. Is this an adoption situation? I mean, I have a lot of follow-up questions for that. All right. So someone has written a question in Spanish, Franco, and we did say that we are going to have Grace come up, and we only get like Spanish speaking questions like very rarely, but I'm going to put this into our Google Translate. If there's a Spanish speaker on here that wants to translate that for us, I kind of vaguely know what it says, but I don't want to mess up the question. But Franco, we will get back to you.
Yeah.
Which means you just get to hang out and listen to us. Right. And Franco, if you want to write that in English, porque tu inglés es mejor de mi español, then please write it in English. All right.
Okay. In the meantime, Joanne, who had also pre-registered on TikTok, got in here with her question. She says, hello, good evening. I'm a 2-year green card holder and pregnant now. Can I petition my mother, or can my husband petition her?
No, unfortunately. First of all, congratulations on the baby that's coming. That's very exciting. We've had
exciting.
3 of them. I have had 3 of them, but we collectively as a husband and wife team.
I was there when all 3 were born.
That definitely counts. It's awesome. So great. But no, unfortunately, you have to be a U.S. citizen before you can petition for your mom, and your husband cannot petition for his in-law. He can only, as a U.S. citizen, petition. U.S. citizens can only petition for their spouses, parents, siblings, unmarried, and married children. That's a lot, but it does not include mother-in-law.
Yeah, so you both have good things going for you, but unfortunately, neither has what you need for the person they want.
Yeah.
Which is your mother.
And Franco, if I can't get your question translated, I mean, it has something to do with, I don't understand what this part is, the Fraude. A marriage entered into between a U.S. citizen and a citizen of Peru. Is there a time for, I'm not sure what that means. But anyway, see, I gave it my best shot, but I still don't understand the question. All right.
Okay, and we have somebody here has asked, how do you register? Do you want to tell them, the folks that pre-registered on TikTok?
Yeah.
How did they do that?
So you saw the video that I put up advertising the live, and then you register from that particular video. So if you look at my TikTok videos where I'm talking about, hey, join our live tonight, there's a button there that you can register through. So that's how you do it. And all of the questions that come through Facebook pretty much are always answered, and we give them preference because we can see it, and we can also throw it on the screen. Yeah.
And even if you're not pre-registered on TikTok, I mean, if we can get your question and I can find it and put it together, then we still answer it. It's just that the folks that are pre-registered, I'm specifically keeping an eye out for them because I want to make sure to get to their questions. And little Bit X3, who gave you the really nice compliment earlier, said that you helped her petition for her mom when she was in the military and that you worked with her. So.
Oh, fantastic.
That rings
All
any
right.
bells?
Petition for moms. We've helped a lot of people petition for their moms. But yeah, that's amazing. That's so great. I love it. All right, let's see here. We have a good question from Cirque. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Can I marry a fiance when she visits me on a B1, or better to file for a K1 visa? So Cirque, if you are a U.S. citizen, then you can do the fiance visa. But if you are a lawful permanent resident, you cannot. I don't know whether you are or not. So I just wanted to mention that. And this question is a good one, and it's loaded with follow-up questions from us, right? Number 1, what is the goal, right? What is the goal of, do you guys want to be together as soon as possible? Does your fiance have to go back to work? Does U.S. citizen? Yeah. So yes, you can do fiance. Does she care that she could be stuck here for 8-9 months without being able to work or travel? Does she have a tourist visa already, or is she going to apply for one? What is she going to say when she enters the United States? Is she going to say, I'm going to visit my fiance? If she doesn't say, I'm going to visit my fiance, is she going to make a misrepresentation when she says she's going to visit someone else? And there's so many things involved here. And we do really get this question every single week.
Totally.
But it's very, very, very fact specific. So, Sir, I don't know where you are. We would be happy to consult with you on this. As I mentioned earlier, our consultation fee is $275. It's for up to 1 hour. We will answer all of your questions, go through all of these scenarios, and help you decide what is the best thing that you should do under your particular facts and circumstances. If you would like to consult with another immigration attorney in your geographical area, if you shoot me a message because you just want someone that's closer to you, again, I don't know where you are, shoot me a message through Messenger, and we will send you some people that we've worked with around the country. But it's all the same because it's all the same law in all 50 states.
Yeah, we don't know where you are. We know your thumbnail looks like you're somewhere on Route 66.
Route 66.
Probably enjoying a smash burger. It's not the Route 66 thing.
I don't know.
And my cousin Jimmy says, have a fabulous night. Great to see you both. All good in Maryland. Good night.
Oh,
Thanks for
fantastic.
joining us, Jimmy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for
Enjoy
saying
watching
hi.
the Super Bowl. Hope the Burrows can bring it home. Bring it home to Ohio.
Okay, Sirix in California, absolutely. We can help you and do a consultation with you and just kind of guide you through that scenario. Do we want to talk about the caves real quick?
Sure. So we just found this. It's a little kind of an update, I suppose.
Yeah.
There are some of you may have citizenship applications that are pending and you've been waiting. And I was looking through here. The time period again was filed between March and June of 2020. These cases are on hold, but for a reason you might not suspect. And the reason is because they currently have been unable to access these paper files because they need the entire file, but they're underground in caves in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah. And so because of the pandemic, we're going to just call them caves, but they're underground storage places.
Caves.
They're caves. Okay. So
I was joking. Maybe not torches involved here or anything like that, or
Yeah. So the numbers are kind of astonishing, right? About how many files are in these caves that cannot be accessed. How many files have been requested that have not been given to USCIS. Yeah. And the impact here is that if you're a part of this, if you filed between March and June of 2020, and this is the time period that it seems to be mostly impacting, you're not going to be able to move forward with your naturalization case.
Yeah. So if you have a case that seems like it's been taking longer than you expected, you may want to check the dates because you might be in this group here.
Yeah.
It says that they were moving 62,000 files per month prior to the pandemic, and it's now only 11,000 per month.
Right.
That they said USCIS said that it has more than 350,000 requests for A files pending.
Those are just astonishing numbers.
Yeah.
Astonishing numbers. So yeah, the pandemic really messed things up on this level as well. And this kind of came about because, it came in as a question through a liaison question. And, our colleague sent this article, and I think we may have looked at it, glazed over it, but it's making a real impact here. These files stuck in the caves, and this article is basically saying USCIS never digitized their records, and this is why we are where we are right now. It would be like if our
paper files are just stored underground.
Yeah.
Again, we're seeing caves. I'm sure they're not.
They're not like caves as in cavemen caves. I'm sure they're, they have metal waterproof.
But still, just the idea that is what the holdup is pretty shocking.
It's pretty shocking
and very concerning. And for me personally, it makes me sort of worry about a lot of things.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
If this is the case with these files, what else is
going on?
Is not being tended to.
Well, I'm going to tell you what else has not been tending to, guys, since we're talking about timeframes here. This is sick. So, on the TikTok, on the Facebook, mostly on the TikTok, where people on TikTok are very engaged and asking questions. A lot of times people, they say, hey, my case has been documentarily complete at the National Visa Center. What is going on? We've been waiting at the NVC for, 6 months, a year and a half. What can I do? And let me tell you guys about the backlog right now, okay? So the number of immigrant visa applicants whose cases are DQ'd, documentarily qualified, complete at National Visa Center, and ready for the interview as of January 31st worldwide, 464,120, almost 500,000 cases. Still, they're just sitting there waiting for an interview to open up for them at a U.S. embassy, wherever, Juarez, Manila, just wherever. Here's another. I guess these two numbers are just just like subtracted, right? These two numbers to get that number of documentarily complete immigrant visa applicants scheduled for February 2022 interview appointments, 27,000. Do we see a problem here?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody a few months ago, 3, 4, 5 months ago, they were like, that's going to take 10 years if I do the calculation right. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like your calculation is wrong. But now I'm looking at these numbers, I feel like your calculation is right. This is incredible. And it's going to take an act of Congress or something to get rid of this backlog or a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to sue? Raise your hand. Put your hand raised in the comment.
Yeah.
And we might be getting in touch with you. Okay. Because this is ridiculous. The number of people on our TikTok who say, I'm DQ'd. I've been waiting for an interview. How can you help me? I can't help you. Can we file a lawsuit? Anyway, it is filing a lawsuit for the past, ever since that idea came up, has been waking me up every single morning. So, I'm excited about it. We're just talking, but it's a possibility.
Sometimes you got to use the courts, prod things along.
Yes. All right. Let's get it. Let's grab a question.
Yeah, lady in the kitchen wants to know. She says, "What can I do if my I-485 is still pending? I filed it in May 2020."
Ooh, May 2020. So, number one, we have to take a look at how the processing times of your I-485 in your jurisdiction. So May 2020 here in the Norfolk area, it's 24, 25 months. So if my client's I-485 has not been decided upon within the 24 months, then I can make a valid inquiry and say, hey, you're now outside of processing times. So somebody better do something, right? They may or may not do something, but you can make that inquiry. But before then, you really can't. Like that's what these long processing times are. You can't make an inquiry. I mean, you can make an inquiry. We're like, oh, the answer is it's still within processing time. So there's not that much that you can do, unfortunately, if it's still within processing times. A couple of things, even if cases are still within processing times, that we, advise our clients to do is we tell them to go seek congressional liaison assistance to see if that will help and sort of, jiggle things and make somebody take a look at a file and pick it up. But sometimes it doesn't. So unfortunately, there's not a lot. If you have an immigration attorney, have the immigration attorney reach out to your local office if they know the field office director and say, hey, they may not be aware that situation is like that. Letters and inquiries and the squeaky wheel does get the oil sometimes.
A lot of times.
Yeah. I mean, the ultimate oil is filing a lawsuit. So, yeah, there's not a lot you can do unless you want to take it to different levels. And that is available. That is available. I'll tell you a story about one of our clients. It was an I-130 that was pending for his adopted child, and I-140s for adopted children. I'm sorry, not I-140s, but I-130s for adopted children just take forever. They just take forever for no reason. Whatever. So our client, the Filipino couple, they're very, they didn't want to rock the boat, right? They didn't want to rock the boat. 2 years passes. 3 years passes. Still letter after letter after letter, congressional liaison after congressional liaison. What the heck is going on here? And finally I said, guys, we're not getting anywhere. You have to be okay with filing a lawsuit. You must be okay. And they're, again, kind of timid. They're like, oh no, attorney, we don't want them to be mad at us. They might deny our case. I'm like, they don't know you. They don't know where your case is. Nobody's touched this case.
In fairness to them, I mean, who wants to sue?
Who wants to
sue the United States government? I mean,
Yeah.
of course, that's especially when you're asking them for something. I mean, I get it. They were, yeah. I'm sorry. Go on.
No. Nobody wants to file a lawsuit. Look, I didn't want to file a lawsuit. The last time we were suing the federal government, USCIS, Department of Homeland Security, Attorney General, the FBI, was like 11 years ago. And we did it all the time. But 11 years is a long time ago. Now they have a completely new system. I didn't want to do it. I didn't know how to do it, But finally, and I told him, I was like, guys, it's been a long time, but I think that's really the only way. Should we hire somebody who's done this more recently? And like, no, we want you to do it. Okay, great. We got to do it. Like, we got to do it for our clients. So filed the lawsuit, struggled through the electronic filing of it all, got assistance from colleagues from the clerk's office. As soon as we served, guys, they approved the case.
Literally, like within 12 hours. I think you filed that afternoon.
Served it.
And the next morning, it was served that afternoon. And the next morning, it was a done deal.
Yeah, and it was a done deal. And so,
approved.
It was approved with no questions.
Almost instantly.
Not only was it approved, you guys know how long, for you guys have been in immigration, you know how long it takes to get a receipt notice, right? The receipt notice was attached to the approved, like to the email. It was attached to the email. So yeah, I mean, when I was getting some help from a colleague, he's like, I love suing the government. I love suing USCIS. I'm like, oh, I don't like doing it. I like doing it now because that kind of outcome, yeah, awesome for my client.
Well, it's just proof that it's a case that just is, it's like a glitch in a computer. It's a case that's just, has been stranded somewhere.
Yeah.
The U.S. attorneys that get the complaint,
they're not trying to mess with this.
They don't want to. They're not. They have no interest in a big lawsuit over it.
Yeah.
And it just basically, like you said, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. This is the squeakiest.
This is the
wheel
ultimate.
Of all. And sometimes you just have to bring it to their attention in the most intense way, which is by suing everyone.
Because guys, the letters weren't working. I'm talking years of waiting, years. The congressional liaison wasn't working. What was the question? What was the original question? I don't know how we got on this tangent.
The next question is from Vinci784.
Yeah.
We'll just move on.
Yeah.
What is the process like removing conditions when you don't have the spouse, without a spouse?
So you have to file a waiver. If you're divorced, then you have to include your divorce decree and check the box that you're divorced. If you're doing it because of abuse, then you have to check that box. You have to file the waiver. So most likely it's you're divorced from your spouse. When you say you don't have a spouse, I mean you and your spouse are divorced. And you have to include your divorce decree in that I-751 petition. And you also have to submit documentation that even though you are divorced now, it was a bona fide marriage and relationship. Great question. What are some documents you can include? Your lease, your joint bank account statements, your joint tax returns, your bank account. Did I say bank account statement? Bank account statements. Those are really high quality documents. USCIS loves to see utility bills. They love to see financial documents. They love to see mortgage, lease, all these things that show, hey, this was a real couple, but things just didn't work out. So hopefully that answers the question. Robin has a question here. He says, how long is too long for processing on an I-129F? My aunt has been waiting for almost 9 months now. Robin, it's going to be about 9 months. Hopefully that gets approved. If it's out, I haven't checked it recently. I checked it maybe 30 days ago. But it was about 6 to 9 months processing time. So hopefully that gets approved soon. And she can go on to the next step. All right.
Yep.
Here's another question.
Yep.
From Lyra. Hello, this is a pretty name. All my sisters' I-130 petition gets denied.
will my sister's I-130 petition
Oh,
get denied
okay. Thank you.
if she comes here with a student
That's why
visa
John reads the questions.
while waiting for it? No, I just got it. So, hello, will my sister's I-130 petition get denied if she comes here with a student visa while waiting for it?
No, not necessarily. Is the I-130 petition, has I-130 petition already been filed? If the I-130 petition has already been filed and your sister is abroad, it's not likely she's going to get well, I'm not going to say that. She may not get the student visa because she has an I-130 petition pending, and they might say, hey, you have an immigrant visa petition pending. If you filed it, then it's going to take years and years and years. So that could be something that she talks about, how long it's going to take. This student visa is a temporary thing. It's for 4 years. She's coming back. So it's going to be the other way around. The F1 student visa application may get denied because she has an I-130 petition filed already. Hopefully that answers the question. But if you need some more clarification on that, Lyra, would be happy to consult with you.
Yeah. Okay. Joanne Banana 67 has
I like
a
how you
question.
read the whole
Just-
username.
It's fun. I do.
Because
It's for my own entertainment.
usernames are fun.
But she wants to know, can I petition my daughter over 21 years old unmarried? And how long to wait if I file?
So, unmarried. Yes. So whether you're a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident, you can file a petition for your unmarried children. So I'm looking at the visa bulletin here, and it really just depends on where she's from. So final action dates. This is February 2022 visa bulletin. Yeah, I'm flipping pages. John was kind enough to print it out for me. But so if you are let's just say you are a lawful permanent resident from the Philippines, they're processing cases in the February 2022 visa bulletin filed on or before October 22nd of 2011.
She said that she's in Kansas. I don't think that's that's not the info we need.
Well, so, I mean, it just varies depending on what country you're from. And then if you're a U.S. citizen, they're processing cases filed March 1st of 2012. So what that means, if we're doing the math here, it's taking 11 and 10, 11 years, depending on whether you're a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident. If you're from Mexico, that's taking a really long time, 20 years, 22 years. If you're from India and China and all other areas other than Mexico and the Philippines, it's taking about 7 if you're a lawful permanent resident, 8 if you are a U.S. citizen. So what do we say every week about filing?
What we say every week about filing is get it filed, get it
filed,
done, do
get
it,
it filed.
do it, do it. The clock is ticking. Look, the clock in life is going to be ticking always,
Yes.
Whether you're asleep, whether you're awake, whether you're cooking, whether you're running, whether you're at work, whether you're at home, and whether you've filed or whether you have not filed. So
That's great.
So get it filed, because every day that goes by, you're just getting closer and closer until your time is going to come up for your file to be ready. So that's what we say every week.
That's what we say every week. And I'm not going to tell the story about my client who came to me 7 years after she naturalized and said, hey, I want to file for my sister now. How long is it taking? And I said, 15 years. She's like, what? And I was like, yeah, you just wasted 7 years. We're not going to tell that story.
And we've got a bunch of new people landing in on TikTok right now. So
welcome,
guys.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us, and all of you guys here.
And then all of a sudden we just got a bunch of them. And for those of you who are just coming in, again, my name is John Gardner. This is my wife and law partner, Radlin Mendoza.
We're married.
The law firm Gardner and Mendoza. We are immigration lawyers and have been for over 20 years. And if you would like to ask a question, we come here every Wednesday from 8 to 9 to do that. Not to give legal advice, but just for informational and educational purposes. but you can also reach out to us if you'd like. And here's our information. You can call us, you can message us, you can go to our Facebook page. If you have a case, make an appointment. We would love to talk to you, analyze the facts, and let you know what your options are and what the best thing for you to do is. All right. So you can go on the right path, and hopefully we can represent you. And if we do that, even better.
We are getting some really great questions tonight, right? They're fantastic. Let me put this one up.
All right.
Maria says, I'm a dual citizen. Is there any problem in the United States, in USA, if I stay in the Philippines for more than 1 year? I don't see any problem. I can't answer any questions regarding taxes or any of that stuff. If the question is there a problem for me coming back to the United States as a dual citizen, having citizenship in the U.S. citizenship and Philippine citizenship? No, there is no problem. One of my best clients, she became a U.S. citizen and moved to the Philippines, and she only comes here occasionally, every 2, 3, 4, 5 years. That is my mother. So yeah, you should be good. But again, all the other questions like taxes and that kind of stuff, I don't know those answers. But for immigration purposes, you will be able to come in. If my mom can come in as a dual citizen, anyone can come in.
All right. How about can I travel to Puerto Rico if I've filed a change of status?
Ooh, I think somebody asked that question. Was I supposed to? No, that was not one of the questions. So Puerto Rico is a territory, and I'm going to write this down. So whoever's asking that question, you can put it in the comments on Facebook. You can come back next week. We will have the question answered for you. It's a territory. Now, if my memory is not failing me, I do believe I had a colleague from a long time ago whose client had a pending green card application, left the United States to go to Puerto Rico, and he was apprehended on the way back in because he was not in status. It was either Puerto Rico or U.S. Virgin Islands. I know that's a big difference. So, but I would just be, because it's not one of the 50, although it is a territory. So I've seen that question a few times, and I don't know if it's because we're going to Puerto Rico and that's why we're getting this question.
Yeah, maybe we've attracted it because we're,
When are they going? What we can do is we can ask.
We can ask.
Yeah, when we go to Puerto Rico and we're coming back, and if we have to, we'll find out whether we have to go through any kind of immigration. Actually, one of my friends who lives there, who's been living there for 20 years, you can do that too.
Yeah, we'll document it when
we shall document
leaving and coming back. You can do a TikTok on it.
All right, there you go.
All right, just keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out.
And that was Briang 17.
Who was it? Can we spell that? I'm gonna write it down so I can maybe.
BRIANG 17.
Okay. So that's the Puerto Rico question. Guys, if you're not yet following our TikTok or our Facebook page, please give us a follow. And we keep forgetting to say this. Join our new Facebook group. It's called Live, Love, Immigration. It's right here. We'll put the link in the comments. And y'all join that, because there are people, we're having conversations. We're just getting it started. There are about 107 people in there right now. And people are asking really good questions, and there's some good conversations going on in there. And we would love to hear your story and hear what your conversation is about immigration. So go into that group and let's have a more intimate conversation about your story and immigration, if you want to share it, or just, if you have a question. So Live, Love, Immigration. I will put that in the comments. Pin the link to the comments. All right. Any more questions over there?
Yeah. Burns CDX says, my brother has lived out of the country his entire life. But our father is a U.S. citizen. If he has a kid, will he pass citizenship on to his kid? So I guess
who has a kid?
So you got these two brothers. Father is a U.S. citizen, but the one brother has lived out of the United States his entire life. If that brother now has a child wherever he's living, will that child be a U.S. citizen by virtue of the fact that his father is a citizen, even though he's never lived here.
His grandfather?
Yeah.
His grandfather's
Well,
citizen.
I'm assuming the son is too, even though he's lived out.
Oh,
he's lived his entire
okay,
life.
Yeah.
Out of the country, but I think that he's a U.S. citizen as well.
So we would need to know some specific dates. There is a chart, and it talks about deriving U.S. citizenship and acquiring U.S. citizenship based on parents who are U.S. citizens. Now, just from the cases that we've worked on, there is a requirement that the U.S. citizen live in the United States for a period of time in order for their child to acquire the parents' U.S. citizenship. However, we need to have more information, more facts, and we can take a look at that. Feel free to give us a call if you would like to consult with us, and we can do an analysis of that and see if that's possible for the child to derive citizenship from their dad. Right. Great question, though. I love derivation of citizenship questions and cases. They are so much fun to me. You know what I mean? They're cool. Yeah, they really are.
Very interesting.
Because sometimes we have to get these records, from one time we had to get records to prove the dad's living in the United States from his church from back in the 50s.
Yeah, I was going to say that they're like old fashioned questions. They're like questions that kind of go back to back.
Yep.
Gianna Miller here, and I apologize if I butchered your name there, but it says, not a question, but thank you for all you do. You guys rock. Thank you.
Thanks. That's awesome. We love the love. We love the love. And it definitely keeps us going. And we have a 10-year-old who thinks that, when we do Facebook Live, we're going on vacation for 2 weeks. She comes up and gets us at 9. So we can continue to be with her and pay attention to her.
Yeah. Ethan Anderson says, I filed my N-400 and it's been almost 5 months now and I'm still waiting. Do I need to be worried?
Nope. You sure don't.
You do not need to
You are very much okay, buddy. It's all right. 5 months. 5 months is, it's like a second. No. So in all seriousness, you do have to look at the processing times for your local office. Okay. And I do have a TikTok about how to look up processing times. And when your processing time falls out, when you're, the time that it takes to process your application takes longer than the posted processing times, and that's when you should get worried. Now, those processing times are there's a long range. So 5 months you're good. I don't know where you are, so I don't even want to guess, try to guess. This article that we talked about earlier, they said that naturalization cases took 6 months, and that's true. They were taking 6 months, but because of this cave problem with these files locked in a cave,
underneath Kansas City,
in Kansas City, it's doubling the time because again, USCIS needs your whole alien file, your whole A file in order to process your case. And I want to give a shout out to our colleague in Richmond, David Gluckman, who actually posted this article, and we took a look at it and like, wow, this is insane, and it's something great to be able to explain to our clients why this is happening, because it's crazy. All right, here's a question here. Last question from Robin. My U.S. citizen sister married a man from Nigeria while living in Jamaica. Should she begin consular processing? The wait for him to get a tourist visa is about 2 years. Absolutely, she should begin consular processing. She should file that I-130 petition ASAP if she hasn't already. It's going to be tough for her husband to get a tourist visa when he puts her down as spouse in the United States, U.S. citizen, that he has a U.S. citizen spouse living in the United States. So absolutely file that I-130 petition and begin consular processing, 100%. All right. What do we have over there? Should we take another question from the from the TikTok.
Yep. We've got an aloha back.
Aloha. Hey guys, I want to thank you guys for all the love and support on TikTok. I mean, y'all are amazing.
It's fun.
We have, almost 17,000 followers. So come on, guys, get me over to the 17,000. We're at 16.9. Y'all are great. Fantastic comments. And our Facebook fam, if you guys are not on TikTok, go check us out at Immigration Lawyer One. At Immigration Lawyer One, we do short form videos, and our followers on TikTok seem to think that they're helpful. So
it's a lot of information.
Yeah.
Radlin does wonderful TikToks, answers questions. They're entertaining. And you always learn
John
something.
thinks they're entertaining, but I don't know if anyone else does.
Well, 17,000 other people think they're entertaining, apparently.
All right. Okay. Only I like talking about myself. I get embarrassed when others do. Okay.
Okay. So, do you want to hit that? There's a question there. We have a lot here. These questions could go on, but we're basically at our hour now.
Okay. All right. Let me grab this last question on Facebook. Again, guys on TikTok, love you so much, but it is hard to look at the scrolling questions. We started on Facebook as our platform and doing these live streams. We love doing them here because we use a StreamYard to get these questions on the board, and it's just so much easier to read. So let me grab Leonza's question. How can I expedite EAD while I file with the I-130 and I-45? If you have an expedite request there, strategically, I'd have to talk to our team to see what they're doing right now. But I think that what I would do is file, get a receipt, and then a request for the expedite after getting the receipt number for the I-765 and do it that way. All right. Oh, here comes the 10-year-old.
Our timekeeper.
Our timekeeper is here. What do you say? What's good, Ray? Ray, don't blow your nose in front of the camera, babe. No, This is Ray. You guys know Ray.
What's good, Beth?
She's in our TikTok sometimes, and we really want to thank you guys for all of your amazing questions. Thank you for joining us every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be here on the 16th, and we can't wait to see you and answer your questions.
I know we have a lot of unanswered questions on TikTok. We get to as many as we can, folks. Join us next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Get here early.
Register.
Get the questions in, pre-register, and that increases the odds that we'll be able to get to them. Okay.
All right. Fantastic. All right, 2 thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful night.
Yes.
We'll see you next week. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.